What's up, players? I know I'm making a lot of talking videos lately, but people seem to like them, and I like making them, so I'm gonna keep doing it. No, I hadn't really made a bunch of climbing videos lately, but whenever I go to the gym, there's a good number of people there. In fact, the last time I was there were even a bunch of like kids there from like a some kind of school program. So I didn't want to film while any of that is going on. I don't really like filming when there's a bunch of people in general in the gym, because it seems like just kind of douchey, in my opinion, to be like fucking setting up a camera and then you got like fucking a dozen people in the gym walking around. They see your camera, they're like, okay, I guess I gotta try to avoid this guy's camera now. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's annoying sometimes, so I guarantee others do too. But I still, I'm out there, dude. I'm crushing. Climbed up and down a bunch of new climbs they had at the gym. Didn't really try anything too hard. I'm kind of cruising, kind of a cruising phase, just kind of taking it easy, not doing any max effort things. Going on vacation next week, so I figured I would go ahead and kind of deload a bit, take that full week off, enjoy myself and shit, and then come back and start hitting it hard again. I got a couple of stories. I went to a music show. I hesitate to say a concert, because when I think of concerts, I think of like, I don't know, like a big music hall with like classical music playing, like fucking violins and shit, trumpets and shit. Like, to me, that's like a concert. Or like, I don't know, like a big arena or something. Like, that's more of a concert. This is more of a show. It was like a small venue in Birmingham, called Saturn, or the Saturn, I don't know. I've been there once before, a long time ago, but I was another one who drove there. I went with a friend. He drove there. I was barely paying attention, so it was my first time going there, and I like forgot where the hell I was supposed to park, because I hadn't been there in like 6 years. And I was so, oh god, fucking plane. Here we go. This is what happens when I make videos outside. You get fucking planes. Fucking interrupted my ass. But yeah, I ended up parking like in front of like an apartment building, and I was like, I don't see any signs, but I get a ticket, fuck it, because I was already starting to get a little late. I left late for the show, had to drive like an hour. Alone this time, which I hadn't gone to a show alone in so long. I think last time I was just driving alone to go see an artist play, I was probably in college or something. Like, I was probably like 20 years old or some shit. So we're talking about like 14 years ago. But that was a cool experience, man. I kind of like doing shit alone sometimes, you know? I like traveling alone. I like fucking doing shit alone sometimes. Like, it kind of brings like an extra layer of like, I don't know, chaotic energy and like freedom and like kind of anything can happen kind of vibe. Like, things are not as structured. I don't have to make any what's the word I'm looking for? I got freaking like one carb left in my brain right now, so I can't really think of words. I'm actually fasting today. I used to do intermittent fasting a lot. I decided to do it today because I was kind of eating like shit the past few days, and I was just like, let me just do some IF, dude. I haven't done this in a while. It feels good, but then you start getting brain fog, and you're like, oh fuck, now I can't talk straight. Compromise is the word I'm looking for. Did you see how long that took? That was like a fucking 20-second. Yeah, you don't gotta make any compromises. You can kind of just go with the flow. do whatever the fuck you want to do. That's kind of cool. Sometimes. Other times, you know what I mean? You get a little fucking lonely and you're like, oh, why am I here alone like a loser? You know? But yeah, man, thankfully did not get a ticket. I was fucking worried about that. Um, because of all that shit, you know, trying to find fucking parking for like 20 minutes. I was slightly late to the show, but I was thinking, you know, it was like doors open at 7, show starts at 8. I was like, all right, you know, I walk in at like 8:09. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, shit, nobody starts the show on time. These motherfuckers start the show on time. So I get there and I hear music playing, but it's kind of like electronic music. And I couldn't tell like if they were just playing some shit on the radio or on like the speakers, or if there was like a live person there, just like a random DJ before like the opening act. And the reason I couldn't tell was because there was maybe 150 people in this small venue, but over half of them were just hanging out. Like there wasn't a ton of people up in front of the stage. So at first I was like, okay, I guess shit hadn't started yet, I'm not late, hell yeah, this is great. But then like I start hearing some I recognize and I'm like, I think this is the fucking opening act. I walk up front, get right up to the stage where there's maybe, you know, 50 out of the 150 people, you know, I'd have to guess. And it's the co-headliner. And they're already playing. And people are just standing around, stiff as a fucking board. I mean, I hadn't been to a show in a minute, you know what I mean? So maybe the vibe has changed, but I'm like, this is the co-headliner. And people aren't showing them respect. They're barely paying attention. They're like barely, like some fans I could tell were like right up front with me. And they were kind of like vibing. But I was like, I know I hadn't been to a damn music show like this since before COVID. Like, did COVID just make everybody turn into fucking these like stiffs? You know what I mean? Don't even like dance or, I mean, goddamn, let's shake your hips around a little bit. Fucking have some, you know, woos, clap, you know, wave your hands, something. You know what I mean? I know my ass is old and I hadn't, you know, been to a fucking show in several years, but I was like, what the fuck is going on, dude? What is wrong with these kids, dude? Are these the COVID kids that people have been talking about? You know what I mean? Like COVID, like having that, you know, year and a half, 2 years, whatever it was for lockdown, depending on where you are. You know, having that and like not socializing for a while and having like that fear in you. You know what I mean? Has that like fucked us all up mentally? Because I remember, man, going to shows back in the day, and like, it didn't matter who the opener was. It didn't matter if you didn't fucking even know them. You're gonna have fun anyway, dude. I remember going to shows, you know, fucking moshing. Dude, I remember moshing to like ska punk, you know, like Less Than Jake. Like music you shouldn't even fucking mosh to. You know what I mean? Just cause like that was what you were there for. You were there to like fuck shit up and raise hell and have a good ass time. All these little fucking 20 whatever year olds are standing there like a bunch of dumbasses. But that being said, you know, my theory of the COVID kids is one theory. The other theory, which I have some factual evidence for, I think they're all on some fucked up drugs, dude. I had a couple right next to me in the middle of the co-headliner, you know, playing, barely getting any fucking love from the crowd, snorting some shit out of each other's hands. And I'm like, are they doing coke in public at this small ass venue where everybody can see? It's not even fucking that dark in here. Like, what is going on? It wasn't coke. And the reason I know what the fuck they were doing is because these are some very young alt looking kids, you know, they got fucking tattoos and shit. You know, I mean, they're wearing sunglasses indoors and all that bullshit, you know. All drug addicts do. Dude drops his sunglasses. He can't pick him up. He's too fucked up to pick him up. He's having to lean on his girlfriend, and he still doesn't have the fucking balance to pick up his sunglasses. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, if this is the crowd, no wonder nobody's fucking dancing or nothing. They're too fucking zoinked out. So I pick up his sunglasses for him, hand it to him. He puts his arm around me. I'm like, oh fuck, this guy's touching me. I don't like people touching me, dude, especially strangers. And he's just like, bro, thank you, man. Thank you, dude. You saved my life, dude. I couldn't pick that up, man. I'm in a deep K-hole right now. So the motherfucker's on ketamine. In public, snorting ketamine. Which is the shit they give you. Like, you know, I made that video, like a month ago about the climber that fell and broke his fucking ankle and snapped his elbow up too. They gave that kid ketamine, the fucking paramedics did, and people are out here snorting that shit. Whatever, I mean, I don't know, I don't mean to be so judgy and shit, but what I am trying to say is, like, alright, no wonder, you know, if you're gonna be on fucking ketamine, something that just zoinks you out, so you're, you know, you're on a fucking stretcher, you know what I mean, nodding out on a stretcher, like somebody who just broke their fucking ankle, you're using that to party at a music show. Like, no wonder all these people are stiff as fuck, not dancing, not really, in their head, I guess in their own little world, they're having a great time, but like, from what I can see, it's just like a bunch of zombies, dude. It was weird as fuck. By the way, the show was freaking George Clanton, an artist I've been liking the past several years, kind of electronic music with like a little bit of a 90s kind of pop punk vibe or something. Hard to describe. Weird show, like weird shit. And it was a good show, man. I hated that I missed a little bit of the co-headliner. That was Neggy Jimmy is her name now. It used to be Negative Gemini. And I got a shirt from the merch that said some shit about her changing her name. It was like, I did named Neggy Jimmy at the Negative Gemini show. I got that in a little cassette. I'm still out here buying cassettes. I'm glad they're back, man. All these little fucking weirdo alternative kids are down with the cassettes for some reason, which is cool because I got that cassette player that I still use. But yeah, man, she was great. You know what I mean? She was hot as fuck too, you know what I mean? Shout out to my wife. But she was wearing this like short ass skirt, you know what I mean? Fucking dancing around. I was like, shit. I'm over here about to fucking spew blood on my nose like an anime character. But now she was great, man. She had a good performance. I was trying to show her love, you know what I mean? Trying to fucking do all the woo, you know what I mean? Waving my hands and shit. Shaking my hips a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I was having a good time. So we're like maybe, you know, 10% of the other people in the audience that weren't just zoinked out of their minds, nodding out on ketamine or God knows what. We're just fucking drunk. There was one guy that was so drunk, and he was trying to talk to me. I didn't know what the fuck he was saying. Fucking like 10 minutes later, he got ejected from the place. I was like, geez, what the fuck is happening in this venue, dude? You got these guys just blackout on alcohol, ketamine, whatever the fuck else. Over here just trying to listen to fucking music and dance and have a good ass time. It's been a minute. You know, COVID kind of fucked me up too, man. I avoided crowds for a long time because I got COVID. It sucked ass. I didn't want to get it again. You know what I mean? People I know got it bad. Had a family member pass away. You know what I mean? R.I.P. to my uncle from freaking COVID. So I didn't want to fucking get out here in crowds for a long time. But I was like, you know what? It's time to get back to it. Time to get out here, have a good ass time. And you have all these fucking kids on drugs, fucking it up, making the vibe weird. Or maybe I'm making the vibe weird by not being on drugs. I don't fucking know. God, I should have taken my Allegra. Oh, I'm making a video outdoors when I got allergies. Not the brightest idea. But anyway, man, after that, George Clanton started playing. More people came up. He looked a little fucked up too, but he had a great energy, great performance. You know, I was a little worried at first. You know, I've been to shows with artists get like drunk or high or something, and it's like you can't even like they're forgetting their own lyrics and shit. And that was what happened on the first song, or it seemed to happen on the first song. It was a song I knew, and I was like, these aren't the fucking lyrics. Maybe he was trying to do like an improv kind of thing or something, but I think he was just a little fucked up and then kind of, you know, eventually got out of it and like found his vibe, and then from there the performance got better and better. It was probably the best show I've been to. God damn it. I gotta get out of this fucking pollinated yard. Holy shit. Drink some water real quick. What a video. Get all these plants freaking skeeting down my throat, man. Jesus Christ. Pollen out the ass. Ugh, I hate it. Ready for spring to be over, dude. Can't handle this pollen. Yeah, his performances got better and better each song they played. He was interacting with the audience real well. He actually called out a bunch of people that were too fucked up. It's like, this guy's blackout. Okay, never mind, I'm going back inside. Fuck this. He's like, this guy's blackout. And then one other person got ejected. He was like, did he get ejected? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, all right, well, you're next. Calling people out. Jokingly, you know. Not being an asshole about it. He was getting into the crowd, getting into the right in the middle of the audience, you know what I mean, singing in people's faces. Had a bunch of crazy antics, you know what I mean. I never seen him live before, so it was interesting seeing him kind of put on this rock star persona. He came out with a friggin' like dressed up like a damn Matrix character or something, like a leather trench coat on or some shit, and some like Offspring, you know, like 90s, 2000s punk rock looking haircut with like green dye, like green yellow dye spiked up, and some sunglasses on. He had a live drummer, very good. He had his little whatever the fuck doohickey to, you know what I mean, sample music and improv, all the electronic stuff he had pre-recorded. And then he had a guitar too that he played, so it was pretty sick. He came out with like a dozen bottles of water, and I've been to shows enough to be like, all right, he's about to throw these motherfuckers at us. He's not drinking all this water, and it became kind of like just like a bit, like a comedic bit almost. He would unscrew one water, take a swig, and then start just like dousing people. And then I swear, like between every song, every other song or so, he would do this 4 times. He was spraying people with water. I was up front near the stage and stuff. I was like pretty much one person away from touching the stage. You know, I was in arm's length. 4 times in a row, he's spritzing people, and he takes the remainder of the water, pours it right on my fucking head. So by the time, you know, the show's like 3/4 in, I'm just soaked. My fucking hair's wet, my shirt's wet. I was starting to get a little annoyed, to be honest. I was like, why is this motherfucker singling me out? Like, I was getting like a little bit annoyed. And then toward the end, you know, he's right in front of me again. He's like fucking with people, like grab people's foreheads and like shaking them around in front and stuff. And then he points directly at me, and I'm like, oh Jesus, this guy. what am I about to get into? What am I about to experience? He's been fucking with me all night. And he kind of hops down, and he just grabs me around the shoulders, singing in my face. And he starts like jumping up and down, so we're just kind of jumping up and down together for, I don't know, 10 seconds, 12 seconds, something like that. And that was pretty cool. I was like, you know what? I never had an artist come and grab me personally and dance around with me, so that's kind of cool. I'm gonna forgive you, George, for fucking pouring a gallon of water on my ass, because he showed me, you know, some love and stuff, give me like a new experience. So that was pretty cool. What else, man? That was in the line, in the merch line, you know, after the show, trying to buy the t-shirt I got and the cassette I got, and there was like a daughter and a grandmother in front of me. I thought that was kind of cool. I was like, that's pretty cool. A grandmother or whatever, some kind of parental guardian, brings who I assume is their underage kid to the show. You know what I mean? That's pretty cool. And she ended up, the kid got like a record, and then the grandma or whatever she was to the kid ended up buying a weed grinder that had like the record label's name on it, 100% electronica. And I was like, fuck, what, what a G, what a freaking gangsta, OG grandma over here. But yeah, that was about it, I guess, man. It was a good show. Good to be back. You know what I mean? Watching some fucking live music. Probably my first time in damn near 5, 6 years. I think last show I went to was Municipal Waste. They were like a thrash metal band. That was like 6 years ago or something. I think it's the same venue actually. I'm thinking about it. So good to see music again. I gotta get out there more often, man. I gotta, I feel like I'm finally over this kind of social anxiety that COVID gave me and shit. Um, and even if I get sick from some shit like this, fuck it, you know what I mean? Screw it. Let me say one more thing. So I fucking, I drive home. The show's over like, 10:30 or so. After I get merch and shit, it's already about like 11. So like, I'll be home by midnight. Drive home. My wife was gone at like a conference. She was already back. She was like, I'll stay up wait for you. I'm like, no, you're not. You're going to go to sleep. And she did go to sleep. She almost made it. She's like, I think I was up to like 11:58. I'm hungry. You know what I mean? I'm smart enough to bring like my water bottle in my car and like a cough drop because my throat was all fucked up from screaming and hollering all night. Woo! You know what I mean? Yeah! You know what I mean? So I had that prepared, but I was like, fuck, I should have brought like a protein bar or some shit. I'm hungry as hell. So I drive home, you know what I mean, back to Tuscaloosa, go to the fucking Taco Bell. The motherfucker on McFarland. I'm gonna shout him out. Fuck these guys. On McFarland Boulevard. Alright? Off of 43. Fucking get there like 11:58. There's already like 3 cars in the drive-thru. It's midnight on like a Saturday, of course. People are looking to get some fast food. Pull up, wait a few minutes, I'm not hearing shit out of the speaker. I'm like, what's going on? Finally, woman's voice, employee's voice comes up. She's like, sorry, sir, we're going through a shift change. Can you go park for 10 minutes and come back around? And I'm like, a shift change? At midnight, when I already Googled and I know that y'all close at 2? What the fuck? Who's coming in for a 2-hour shift? That makes no goddamn sense. So I'm already thinking she might be lying to me or bullshitting or stalling, but I'm like, all right, whatever, sure. Go park. I wait 15 minutes because I'm like, they might say 10, but it might be longer than that. And then I come back through the drive-thru. I got wait in fucking line again. There's still cars going through. I get up again. Takes like 3 minutes for him to even talk to me. And you know what she says to me? It's the same lady, same employee. Just says, sir, we're going through a shift change. Should be good in about 15 minutes. If I'm parking and come back around, I was like, I'm a gentleman in public, guys. But in my head, I was like, bitch, what the fuck are you talking? You just told me to wait 10 minutes. It's been 15. Now you're gonna tell me there's gonna be another 15 fucking minutes? What shift change? It's fucking 12:20. Y'all close at 2. Ain't no motherfucking shift change going on. The fuck is happening? So I went home. I was like, fuck this. I don't need any goddamn fast food anyway. Fuck all that. Poison bullshit. I went home. You know what I mean? My wife was already fucking asleep. I was tiptoeing around. I fucking cooked my own damn taco. I was like, fuck, I got a little fucking tortilla. I got a can of black beans. I got some fucking cheese. I even had some leftover fire sauce from fucking Taco Bell last time I went, probably months ago. I was like, man, this motherfucker. I could have been home 20 minutes ago. Now my ass is up till 1 a.m. Because I gotta eat, then I gotta fucking let it die. I can't just go to sleep on a full stomach like that. I gotta let it digest. I think I've been up to like 1:30 actually. Fucking watching anime and shit, digesting. That shit pissed me off, man. Fuck Taco Bell. I understand. Look, I've had minimum wage jobs. I had fucking minimum wage jobs when minimum wage was like $5 an hour, guys. I'm making nothing. Y'all got it a little bit better nowadays. So I get that it fucking sucks to work, but like, come on, man. You can't just. I bet they must have refused about 40 people service. I was like, y'all motherfuckers, this ain't right. This is some fucking disrespect right here, man. Anyway, whatever. It was a good time. I need to get back out there, and y'all should get out there too, man. I was listening to on my way to the venue. I was listening to like Gorilla Biscuits, that old fucking punk band from like the '80s, and they had that song play. Sitting round at home, sitting round at home. You know what I mean? Talking about how it's fucking lame to just sit around and watch TV and not like get out and do shit and like live your life. And I was like, man, hell yeah. I gotta get out there more often, fucking do some shit, you know what I mean? Watch people do ketamine live. Get weird, you know? New experiences is what living's about, so yeah, man. Y'all don't be fucking just sitting around at home out there. Get out there, have fun, and keep fucking crushing. Peace.